Hello, everyone. Today is going to be a little bit different. We are starting the Cello series of business and life coaching. And I'm starting this by doing something I would never, ever have imagined that I would do. I am on day 6 of having a rental cello, and I've taken one cello lesson. My kids are taking string instruments, so I figured I would too. And just at the beginning, while I still have the guts to do it, I'm going to play you 2 or 3 notes. It is even effortful for me to figure out how to hold the bow each time. So here go a few notes as we think about beginning a ritual and beginnings and how we can use that to move forward our business and our life. Enjoy. I have literally taken one lesson. I'm very excited about it, but also very, a little bit unsure. And today, our session is about newness and beginnings. So let's begin, and let's begin with a quote. Let me share this quote with you. You may have heard of it. Whatever you can do or dream, you can. Begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Let's do that. Let's do that today as a group, as we come together today to start something new. And let's talk about a new series about the quote unquote cello series #1 for business and life coaching. I've been thinking as we've been doing these programs about what we really are trying to do. And we're all trying to build a system of how we can move forward in our business and in our life. And today's session is about beginning ritual. It's going to be extremely practical, extremely action focused, and you're going to walk out of here with very specific things. So let's start. If we want to move forward in business and in life, one of the first things we need to do is to have a structure. A structure could mean a lot of different things, but today, let me introduce you to the structure of ritual. Now, you already do ritual. In fact, my first question to you is, what do you have that's already a great ritual? And I'll give you examples. We all brush our teeth, so we do that. We don't even think about it. Some of us have a ritual of drinking a certain amount of water per day. Some of us have a ritual of exercising, whether every day or at specific times. Some of us have a ritual of when we sit down to work, we're very mindful about it. Some of us have a ritual of checking in at the end of the day. So today, you're going to walk away with 3 rituals that you will add. So let me get into the actual how-to. We'll do it, and then we'll discuss it. How to add rituals is just to start adding them. You might think once I say this to you in about 15 seconds that it's too simplistic. Good. That's what I want it to be. I want it to be so simple that you can do it with me right now. Here's what we're going to do, all of us. It's very, very, very at your computer and action-filled. We're going to add in a ritual for you for the morning, for the afternoon, and for the end of your day, whether that's the end of your work day or the end of your day in the evening. By adding in these 3 rituals, very short ones, by adding them in, we're already getting you started on moving forward in so many things. All right, what are these 3 rituals? You can call them anything you want, from morning to afternoon, evening, to you could have fancy names for them. So I came up with some fancy names. It could be, your morning one could be my health and prep for the day. Your midday one could be something like on track, checking in, am I on track? Or what life is about. And your evening one could just be end of day. Whatever you end up doing, they're consistent. So here's what I am inviting you to do. Open up your calendar. Literally open up your calendar, your Google Calendar, whatever you use, and make 3 super short appointments with yourself. Put one appointment in your morning block. Do you start your day at 8 a.m., at 9 a.m., at 10 a.m.? Whatever that starting time is for you. You can start it when you wake up in the morning. You can start it when you sit down at your desk. When you have that starting time, all right, I know this is going to be very tactical. Please create an appointment with yourself, a calendar appointment, just you and yourself, just you, for 10 minutes a day at the start of your day. For me, that's 9 to 9:10 a.m. Even though I've done things in the morning, for me, that's the 9 to 9:10 a.m. block. That means I'm setting up an appointment with myself, 9 to 9:10, a short appointment, Monday to Friday. Very, very, very practical. That appointment, call that whatever you want to get energized in the morning. So call that Senya fun, if your name is Senya. Call that excitement. Call that meaning. Call that what is life about. Whatever you want to be met with in the morning. That appointment is a meeting between you and yourself. We'll put what to put in it later, but for now, it's literally just a meeting. Have it repeat Monday to Friday from 9 to 9:10 a.m. and call it something fun. If you are out of ideas of what to call it as fun, just call it Senya morning. Your name, morning. That's your 9 to 9:10 a.m. Put one in the middle of the day. The middle of the day may not be lunchtime. It may be 1 o'clock. It might be 1:30. You might have other meetings. Here's the way to avoid getting in trouble with that. Make your meeting that it's free time. It's not busy time. So other people can schedule and you will just move that around. It's ideal not to do that, but I don't want you to get in trouble with your work. So schedule a time in the mid-afternoon. I recommend 1 to 1:05. So this is a short one. This is a 5-minute one. Call that Senya afternoon. I really love to call that one, though, by a name, something like on track. So even if I don't look at that meeting, but I see it on my calendar, it already pops a question into my mind. How am I on track? You could call it Senya priorities. Again, I'm assuming everybody's name is Senya. So that's your mid-afternoon meeting, and that's 5 minutes. I really want you to make these super short, and we'll go into what you can do in those times. In your afternoon one, you have generally 2 choices. One is your end of work day. So let's call that 4:30, let's call that 5:30, 7, whatever it is. But that's literally when you step away from the computer. You might go towards your family. You might go for a walk on your own. That's the end of the work day. Or, and some people do this at the end of their full day, so just before they're getting ready for reading before bed, something like that, so more like a 9 p.m. Your choice, but put in a 10-minute there. You can call that Senya wrap-up. You can call that Senya evening, an appointment with you and yourself. So comment in the comments if you have done this. Let me know if you have done this right now, that you've literally created 3 meetings that just have your name and time of day, or something that energizes you, 10 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, early afternoon, midday, and 10 minutes either end of day or in the evening. What are these for? And why do we just put meetings on your calendar? One of the things we're most trying to get rid of is meetings on your calendar. We put them in to remind you about yourself and about what's important for you. So now as those meetings come up, ask yourself one question. Just decide now, what is the question for now that you will ask yourself at those ritual meetings? I tend to like to ask either something like, what is important to me right now? Or what's a priority for me right now? Or my favorite question is, what's the bravest thing I can do right now? So those are the types of things that you can put in. But additionally, in addition to having one question in your head, and I invite you to just write that question on a Post-it, huge Sharpie or some large marker, and post that as the question that you'll look to when these come up. So that's one thing you can do as a question. And the other thing is you can take on small ideas, what researcher at Stanford, B.J. Fogg, calls tiny habits. And what would that be? So your morning one, when it pops up, Senya energy in the morning, you can know for yourself that here are the 3 things I'm going to do. I'm going to do literally 3 push-ups. I don't want you to give yourself a goal of 20 push-ups or 50 push-ups, 3 push-ups. Or I'm going to do a push-up against the wall if I've never done them in the past year. But something that's small but moves my body, super tiny. I'm going to do 1 minute of meditation. I'm literally going to set my phone for 1 minute. No app, nothing, something really basic. So I'm going to do 3 push-ups, 1 minute of meditation, and a few minutes of prioritizing for the day. Maybe that's your thing. Whatever is simple, whatever is easy, whatever just makes you think about what's important to yourself. Why? Because one of the biggest things I'm hearing right now is people are working much more. People are working, there's a study out there, people are working 10 to 20% more. And likely in your observation and in my observation, When we are working, it's back-to-back meetings. We're often in meetings so often that we don't have that alone time. We don't have that big picture time. So I invite you. Today, as we've talked about beginning rituals, and as I've shared this beautiful quote with you, as we've done these two things, I invite you to create these 3 rituals. On your calendar, again, we've created a tiny thing. It's literally an appointment of 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, where you just check in. And the check-in question, write yourself your own question. What are my priorities? What's important for me? What's the bravest thing I can do right now? What can I do to connect with someone? Whatever is important for you. All right, that's it. It's short, it's to the point, it's cello style. Now let me say why. Why did I even start this with cello style? I'm starting cello lessons, and I'm following this cello instructor on the internet, and I'll drop his link into this episode afterwards, and I love it. And in this cello style of lessons, you have to start with something like holding your bow. And I'm not amazing at it yet, by far. I've been doing this less than a week, but you have to start with the basics. Like, how do you hold your bow? How do you sit in the chair? How do you hold the cello with respect to your body? And in the same way, I'm saying, how do we start to think about what's important for us? First, let's put times on our calendar to think about what's important for us. And in those times, we're just going to check in with whatever question is important for us to use to check in with. Thank you for joining me. This has been Cello Series number 1, and the topic has been Begin Rituals, and specifically the 3 times of the day that you can do rituals and calendaring them. Welcome to Begin Ritual. Welcome to this series. I'm delighted to welcome you here. And I look forward to sharing with you a real process so that you can put things in order and organize them and move forward to what you want to move forward to. All the best. We're here every day, Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. Specifically this week is all cello series number 1 through 4. So I'm super excited to be doing this with you. I'm super excited to be here with you and playing with this. And keep letting me know. Let me know how it's going, what you're playing around with. See you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific, for 20 minutes or less every day. All the best.